Day 3, dependability. When I was 22 years old, I was a junior high coach. And in those days, this is the 70s, they would have several football clinics during the year. And what they were is they would get all these great coaches to come to a central location, and you would pay a certain fee, and you would go and listen to these guys speak, and they would explain to you how to be a great coach. Well, the first clinic that I ever went to was the Henry Franca Clinic in San Antonio. I was 22 years old, and I was a junior high coach, and it was the first clinic I'd ever been to. And Mr. Franca got up to introduce Bear Bryant. Now, for those of you that don't know, Bear Bryant was a legend in coaching. He coached at Texas A&M, Kentucky, and Alabama. Mostly at Alabama is where he became famous. He won 6 national championships and was coach of the year several times. And Mr. Franca got up, and they were good friends. Henry Franca and Bear Bryant were good friends. And Mr. Franca got up, and in his introduction, he said, I called Bear last year, and I said, Bear, I want you to come to San Antonio in February, on February the 17th, and speak at 9 o'clock in the morning for an hour and a half. And Bear Bryant said, all right, I'll be there. Well, Mr. Franca said that in his introduction, he said that his son, about 2 weeks prior to the clinic, said, don't you think we ought to call Coach Bryant and confirm that he's coming? And he said, I would never insult Bear Bryant by calling and asking him if he said he was coming. And this is the first time, and Coach Bryant was there, that I've talked to him or seen him since that conversation a year ago. Dependability. You see, that doesn't happen today. That's what I'm talking about. The quality is gone almost. If you have a doctor's appointment, what's the one thing you can guarantee? 2 things. Number one thing you can guarantee is the day or 2 days before, somebody's going to call you and say, hey, don't forget you got an appointment Thursday at 10 o'clock. Or if you don't come, we're going to charge you. The second thing you can guarantee is if the appointment's at 10 o'clock in the morning, you may see the doctor by 11. They'll sit you in a room and you'll wait till 11 o'clock. What about the cable TV people or telephone people? Okay, we'll be there at 9 o'clock Thursday morning. Well, they show up about 1:30, or they may even say we'll be there from 9 to 12. Give themselves a 3-hour window. And then they show up at 1:30, and they don't apologize. They don't say, hey, I'm sorry I got caught in traffic or this or this. They just come in and do it. You see, they have no dependability. You can't count on them. And we get to that point. There are people in my life that Mary and I will talk about when they say, hey, I got to call you back. I've got somebody else on the phone, but I'll call you back this evening. And one of us will hang up and we look at the other one and we go, not going to hear from him today because they're not dependable. When you say you're going to do something, do you do it? I think it's the least developed quality that we have today. Now, it was one of the highest developed qualities when I was a youngster. When you said you were going to do something, you did it. If you were going to be there at 9 o'clock, you did it. Now, we did have an electrician come to our house, and he said, I'll be there at 8 o'clock. Older fellow. Older than me, really. And he got there about 10 minutes too late. And I made mention to him. I said, so glad to see that you're here on time. And he said, Coach, I told you I'd be here at 8 o'clock. I'm as good as my word. And I thought, that's the quality of dependability. And until you got to develop one of that fourth goal you're doing this week, do what you say you're going to do. Be on time. Be dependable. And until you develop that quality, every time you say something, people are going to put a question mark behind it. I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock. Well, he's always a little late. That's not a good thing to be. That's not good character. Become dependable, and you will become the best you that you can be.